Did you know that in Sweden there are at least 4 different types of potato pancakes? Well, me neither. Until a few weeks ago, I was making this video about different types of pancakes from all around the world. One of them being the Swedish Raggmunk. And let me tell you, Swedish people were not happy. Come on, guys. I did not say it's the only pancake in Sweden. In fact, I think Swedish people are the secret masters of pancakes. There are like dozens of different types of pancakes out there, and even the potato pancake category alone includes at least 4 different styles. And I think that's fascinating. Like, how? Well, here's a 20-second crash course.
Raggmunkar.
Pancake batter plus shredded raw potatoes.
Potatisplättar.
Pancake batter plus shredded cooked potatoes.
Rårakor.
Only shredded raw potatoes, kind of like hash browns or rösti.
Potatisbullar.
Mashed potatoes and eggs turned in breadcrumbs. But even with all these differences, there's one thing all of these types have in common, which is that Swedish people love to eat their potato pancakes with some type of fried pork and lingonberries. That is something my angry Swedish viewers have also not failed to point out. But on this one, I concede, I did not do Swedish potato pancakes justice. I'm sorry, and I want to make this right. And here's how. Instead of picking one type of Swedish potato pancake and then do it right on this video, I decided to combine techniques from all of them. Then on top of that, add some inspiration from like Korean gamjajeon and Jewish latkes to then create the ultimate potato pancake. But most of the credit undoubtedly will go to Sweden. We're starting with 2 starchy potatoes. One of them is cooked, one of them is raw. First, I'm going to use the fine side of my box grater to shred the raw potato and add it into a bowl of cold water. This will draw out excess starch and prevent the potato from browning, which happens very quickly. Into another bowl, I'm now going to add an egg, which will be one of our binding agents. I'm first separating the egg so I can whisk my egg white for a lighter and fluffier structure before I add my yolk back in. Now you want to use the large whole side of your box grater and shred the cooked potato, and I like to leave the skin on both of those in case you haven't noticed. Just make sure to wash and scrub them very well. We all know potatoes and onions are a great combo, but while some people like to grate their onions, I definitely prefer finely diced onions for texture. Next, we add a knob of softened or melted butter, and getting back to binding agents, I'm gonna add some potato starch. You could go for flour instead, but potato starch is definitely the way to go and generally very useful in the kitchen. Another optional but highly recommended addition is a bit of breadcrumbs. They will provide extra crunch and a looser texture. But now let's work on seasoning. We're gonna go for salt and a bit of MSG as a base. Then add a melange of aromatics with small amounts of black pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon, and a bit of garlic powder. Our base potato pancake mix is almost done, and at this point we can strain off the soaked potatoes. Wrap them in a paper or kitchen towel and squeeze out as much moisture as you can. This is a crucial step, don't skip it. You can actually see the released potato starch collect on the bottom of the bowl here. You could use this starch in your recipe, but I just like the control of adding it in separately. Now with all your ingredients added, fold them into each other until smooth and homogeneous. And you could just make potato pancakes now, but I actually had another idea. Here's a piece of cured and lightly smoked ham, similar to bacon, one of the things I promised to include in my recipe if you remember, but I figured why not just dice this up, then add it into a cold pan with a bit of oil and fry for a few minutes until crispy and delicious. I'm gonna fold those into our batter for what can only be an improved potato pancake mix. Of course, I didn't throw away my bacon-infused oil. On medium-high, I will now add a knob of butter and also some extra oil. I know this looks like a lot, and you can play around with the ratios, but unfortunately, a good layer of fat is an absolute must for potato pancakes. And look, I'm just using a tablespoon to add and shape the patties into the pan. The pancakes are battery in the beginning, but they firm up within a few minutes. Get them golden brown on both sides, and there you have it. Crispy delicious on the outside, very fluffy potatoey, and not at all gooey on the inside. Hey look, this one looks like Australia. What's up, mates? But don't forget, guys, you must eat this with lingonberry sauce or jam. Otherwise, you will unleash the wrath of the Vikings, and trust me, you don't want that. I learned the hard way. If you want to see some wild lingonberries in action, by the way, I highly recommend you check out my video about Russian Karelian food. And in any case, guys, go ahead and try out the ultimate potato pancake recipe and let me know how it went. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.